Breaking news, my country people. While Adeo, the All Progressive Congress APC in Delta State has claimed that reports stating that the state's debt burden has been drastically reduced by over 40% in the past year is false. Now, we understood that the executive assistant to the governor of Delta State, Sheriff OBOREVWORI, had claimed during a radio program in Lagos that the governor reduced the state's debt by more than 180 billion and saved over 205 billion through prudent management. And reacting, the APC in Delta State claimed that the report was aimed at deceiving the people of Delta State. Speaking via a statement, the APC Publicity Secretary, Valentine, described this claim as a huge pack of lies meant to deceive Deltans who were increasingly concerned about the state's financial situation. Now, they've lamented that Delta State is one of the poorest states in terms of project development. And the devious claims of the Delta State government and its officials that Governor Sheriff OBOREVWORI's administration has reduced the debt profile of the state from over 500 billion to about 370 billion is as a laudable achievement is the most shameful lie ever peddled by any scratch of imagination. That it is no secret that Delta State is one of the states with the highest FAAC allocations and IGR, but with nothing meaningful to show for it in the last 20 years of PDP's misrule. In the first place, the state got to this inevitable position of being the most heavily indebted state during the administration of the former governor Ifeanyi OKOWA, the grandfather of prosperity for all deception, where billions of naira were collected in devious loans approved by the State House of Assembly under Sheriff OBOREVWORI as Speaker. And this ugly trend continued up to the very last day of OKOWA's government, and the majority of these questionable loans were borrowed from a bank that he is alleged to have vested interest in. And there is no indication that the state benefited anything from this colossal amount that was borrowed, as most of these monies were spent on his failed presidential ambition, while the rest went into installing Sheriff OBOREVWORI as his successor. And the truths behind the state debt reduction claims by officials of the state government is that over half of the federal revenue accruals to the state is being debited at source in strict compliance with irrevocable standing payment order already issued by the state government and used to service these debts that were piled up by both OKOWA and OBOREVWORI, leaving the state with no funds to execute capital projects. And Delta State is indeed one of the poorest states in terms of capital projects development, and Deltans have watched with a deep sense of feeling that the hiring of this state government to push this false narrative of debt reduction through prudent management. And guys, there seems to be an issue because Delta State says it has so far paid over 1,300 billion out of the 455 billion to reduce the debt profile of the state. The Delta State, the executive assistant on media to the Delta State governor, Mr. Felix, had made this known while speaking to journalists in the state capital, Asaba, that the administration inherited a whole lot of debts as at March 2020. The administration of Sheriff OBOREVWORI inherited a lot of debts from the previous administration of Ifeanyi OKOWA, and that the Sheriff administration has been able to pay over 130 billion to reduce the debt profile of the state, and that the government of Sheriff OBOREVWORI known that every debt accumulated will not only be on the neck of the people of Deltans, but also the Deltans' unborn children. And therefore, Sheriff OBOREWWORI-led government even saved 205 billion surplus through prudent management, which they claim has never happened since the creation of Delta State, and that OBOREWWORI-led administration has not borrowed any money. He has not borrowed money like his predecessor did since he assumed office on May 29, 2023. So, the government have been going around executing projects, but nobody can say that this government has mismanaged funds whatsoever. But now the APC has come and said that it's a big lie. It's a fat lie that Delta State is still in huge debt. So what can we believe? What is really going on? Yes, we know Delta State's debt profile rose to its peak when the previous administration of OKOWA, collected huge sum of money during the campaign seasons. And it was said that back then in 2023, the money he borrowed was used to fund his campaign because he was running as the vice president to OKOWA during the 2023 presidential election. The likes of Chief Edwin Clark and other persons had raised alarm concerning the money borrowed by the previous governor of Delta State. But it seems that the APC has refuted the claims of the Delta State governor, Sheriff OBOREWWORI, that he has been able to save money and not borrow extra money like his predecessor once did, and even went to the far extent of, paying off the loans borrowed by the previous administration. So now, if they claim that, yes, they've not borrowed any money so far, then what is really going on? Delta State is yet to experience a huge capital project. Delta State is yet to experience capital project, infrastructural development. What is going on? Would this, is this just a propaganda to cover up for their failures, or the APC has, some amount of truth in what they are trying to say? Does it mean that the Sheriff OBOREWWORI's administration is focused on paying debts of the previous administration, whereby the state has nothing to show for his rule for over 1 year in office? So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comments section. Thank you.